We're alive. Sorry about that. I spoke with the
I was like, oh shit, he disappeared. I had to steal your thunder with the "We are live." We are live. Hey, and guess what? Twitter, for some reason, we had a huge episode of JewCast, and Twitter, for some reason, didn't put us in the shit. This episode appears to be fine. It's populating. If you guys missed the JewCast episode, it is youtube.com/@JewCast, JEWCAST, and which sucks because it was one of our best episodes. It was amazing.
Yeah.
A nuanced conversation with a guy who's a noticer. Kind of like the noticing Jews and stuff, right? And you had Andrew, myself, Alan, and Dave Riley. Dave Riley. Yeah. And it was fascinating. We had a great time, great conversation, agreed on things you would never expect us to agree on, disagreed on pretty much not much that we didn't come to a common ground, at least in the middle on. But that just goes to show you that if you have these conversations, you find we have more in common. Here's what I love about the noticers. They're usually America first. I'm America only, which makes me even more extreme than them, but they are America first. And that's why what I didn't understand, the reason I call Fuentes out, and I'd love to have him on, I'll break bread with the guy. I'll break bread with anybody, right? Is the fact that when I really started going, is when he was actively getting people to not vote for Trump. I understand Trump might not be the perfect candidate. I could think of 100,000 things I don't like about Trump, but in elections, you vote for what's best for the country. And compared to Kamala, you're not going to make an argument that I'm going to agree with that Trump was the wrong choice. And X, thank you so much for letting us populate the site this time. It was depressing watching the numbers not climb on the last one.
They're still suppressing the fuck out of me right now.
Yeah, they don't like you. I'm crushing it. But
right.
I don't know. I think it's because I'm Jewish.
Yeah, that's what it is, dude.
So, man, it is a lovely day, and we've been telling you about this Nula bar that's been coming out, Cernovich's thing, his project, and it's out right now. Cleanformnutrition.com. Use coupon code Allen. I obviously don't have a coupon code because that'd be kind of a conflict. But Cernovich, and the thing is, I'm a huge fan of the formula, everything that goes with it. Greg Duvet actually bought his. He got his Nula bar ordered in. He got the sweet and salty. And if you subscribed it, which you cancel anytime you get an additional 10% off and you don't pay shipping. So more motivation to do that. So we'll give a little shout out to that mid-episode as well. So prepare for it. It's cleanformnutrition.com. Coupon code Allen saves you 10%. If you use Allen's code, you save 10%. If you become an affiliate, use your own code, you save 10%. You get 10% commission. And if you subscribe, you save another 10%. So hell of a deal. And you get free shipping. Can't beat that. And you can, if you don't want another order, you just cancel the subscription. That's what I do on Amazon all the time. I'm actually ordering some socks for the cold plunge because apparently you can stay in longer if you don't get cold feet. And it's a thing. If you notice when they do the dives in the really cold areas, they go like in the lakes, they use these like neoprene things on their feet. Because if your feet stay not freezing, the rest of your body can sustain longer. It's actually pretty cool. So but that's besides the point. But what a wonderful day of news. What a wonderful day in the country. People are calling Trump an authoritarian. I actually tweeted earlier, the first step to every fascist dictatorship is making government smaller. Have these people actually thought about any of the sense they're making? So Trump wants to eliminate government, which means that he is a fascist. First of all, can anybody define fascist? Can anybody define fascist?
I don't think they can anymore, dude. I really don't. The biggest problem that I think is happening with a lot of this shit is that these people really do not give a fuck about being right. They just want to label shit. Like shrinking the government is not an authoritarian thing. Like it's just not. You know what I mean? Like it because I think they're talking about firing. Like I can't tell you how many FBI people. They're talking about dismantling the TSA, which is about goddamn time because it's completely unconstitutional. It's just I don't think that they understand it, and they don't want to. Like they just hate Trump. It is the most wild thing, dude. to watch how bad they hate Trump. They hate Elon because he's helping Trump to the point where they are literally organizing domestic terrorist attacks against people who have bought his products. Like Elon already made his fucking money, you dumb fucks. He already sold.
He's good.
Cars
He's good.
You're just fucking with people like mostly Democrats too. You know, like
Elon has fuck you money. He has beyond fuck you money. He has the most fuck you money in the history of fuck you money. Elon is not doing this for money. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. The guy is worth more. If he liquidated shit, it's like, I understand the argument because I'm in that position where I don't have much money, so to speak, but I have assets. And so, I mean, my net worth is okay, but my personal worth is like, okay, right? It's like, okay, not okay, it's okay, right? And so Elon could liquidate everything and take 10% of his total net worth and still have beyond fuck you money, probably the most personal wealth in the history of the world. And so you really think that Elon's doing this to make more money? Now, you could make the argument that I make for Trump, that that I make for politicians in general, where it's not really about the money, it's about the power. You know, I think DJ Quick said it best. First you get the power, then you get the money, then you get the pussy. Fool don't be no dummy. So when looking at that ancient text written by one DJ Quick, which we all must take into consideration. DJ Quick, he is a philosopher and a poet. I think that you need to understand that a lot of people are in politics for the thrill of power. You know, the thrill of being able to fuck with someone's life and the thrill of being able to say a company will survive or die based on what myself and my party does. I don't think Elon has the mind to do that. Let me explain. Elon's autistic as fuck. Come on, my heart goes out to you, and thinking that doesn't look weird. He's autistic as fuck, and that's not a knock at him anyway. I don't think Elon has it in the way his brain works to be after power. Elon literally in his mind thinks he can save the world, colonize fucking Mars. He's already look. Think of it this way. We were walking the dogs this morning, my wife and I. I was like, Alan. I was like, here's what I told my wife. I said, dude, we had NASA, the most fucking, advanced space program in the world, government-wise.
Right.
And they didn't have the technology to rescue astronauts stuck 8 months extra in space. Their sarcopenia's through the roof. Everything's fucked. Elon says, I got it. As soon as they greenlighted it the next week, he's fucking saving astronauts. This motherfucker made electric cars cool. Before him, all we had was a fucking shitty Prius. Elon is that fucking guy.
Yeah, he is. He's that dude. He really, really fucking is. And I mean, it's even if you dislike him though, even the visceral hate they have for these people is just unhinged, bro. They are literally hoping that these people die. I didn't like Biden, but I never wished him dead. I figured I could just wait. He's a fucking walking corpse anyway.
Yeah.
But they're they've lost the plot. And it's why I keep saying week after week, there's no middle ground. We can find middle ground between some people like we did just now on Jewcast a little bit ago. But we're with these folks that are just they're attacking fucking dealerships. I think they've arrested one of the dudes for firebombing a dealership and everything like that. I hope they go to jail for terrorism. It is terrorism. They are trying to terrorize the public to the point where they do not purchase his products. That's literally what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
it's basically a form of cancel culture. It's just they had to take it into the real world because online cancel culture doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And so who the fuck cares? At the end of the day, Democrats are terrorists. And if you are a Democrat, if you're a registered Democrat, you support terrorism. And there's no way around that. Democrats are the party of terrorism. That's what they do. They terrorize people and they resort to violence. We can simply point back to, and I'm not talking about Democrats in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, maybe in the 60s during Vietnam, which I understand. Now that I'm older and I'm anti-war, I understand the anti-war sentiment. I don't think they should have taken it out on troops who were just, forced to fucking go. They literally were forced to go. They're like, fuck, I don't want to do this. So they go over, they do it, and then they come back, and fucking Sally Struthers and them motherfuckers are like, hey, you guys fucking suck. Like, I didn't want to fucking go. The government literally told me I have to fucking go. And they're like, well, a lot of people signed up on their own. Yeah, because they knew they'd be drafted anyway. So let's get this shit out of the way. And so, look, man, the Democrat Party since 2010, you remember them running in the streets and all that shit and causing the race riots. The Democrat Party is a terrorist organization, the entire party. If you are simply a Democrat by name, you support terrorism because that is the only way you get your point across. You have your politicians, Maxine Waters. Oh, January 6th, the insurrection. They were unarmed and nobody died except for one of them. And the cop who died afterward had nothing to do with January 6th, just happened to fucking die. People fucking die. Yeah. And so the problem is they have Maxine Waters, Jasmine Crockett, all these people calling for fucking violence. Maxine Waters literally told her constituents, she told the country that if you see a Republican in public to make their life miserable, make them uncomfortable. What the fuck does that mean? How is someone supposed to construe that? That means violence, whether it's verbal, physical, or whatever. It means violence. So how the fuck am I supposed to reconcile with a party where the only way that they can get their point across is through violence? They cannot debate you. You've seen those motherfuckers go on Jubilee. They cannot fucking debate you. They're so bad they lose to Ben Shapiro. That was a Ben Shapiro knock. Just keeping to that tradition.
I love that. And I mean, it's, for those of you that don't know, Jewcast, that was one of the topics is, Ben Shapiro. I'm not a fan, haven't been a fan. Mark has to be a fan a little bit because they're Jewish. But
what the fuck, man? I don't no.
But just all this rhetoric has gotten me crazy. Like, it is amazing to me what the Republicans let the Democrats say, and what the Democrats won't allow the Republicans to say anything close to it.
Yep.
We should just stop caring about what either of them fucking want, frankly. But I mean, this shit, like, you're calling for violence. Like, I'm at this stage now. Like, I hope you guys fucking pop off.
Let's go.
You guys, let's do this. Let's fucking do this. Let's do it. Like, because Democrats, if you really think that that's going to end up well for you guys, if you really do, maybe you should have the SSRI dosage checked, because
a lot of SSRIs.
Yeah.
Dude, Democrat women are the most miserable, mental health laden people in this fucking country. Liberal women, the statistics, the science doesn't lie. They are miserable. They are unhappy, and they are fucking, and the reason they're unhappy is because they're on all these medications. They're on all these drugs because they've sold out to the Democrats of old were the ones like, I'm not vaccinating my kids. Don't tell me what to do. My body, my choice. Now they're like, it's only my body, my choice when I kill a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Find the lie. And I'm pro-choice, motherfuckers. I'm that guy. Right? I'm pro motherfucking choice. Call me libertarian then. Now, obviously, there are some limitations to pro-choice, right? Like, you can't beat the shit out of your kids. So if your choice is to beat the fuck out of your kids, no, we probably shouldn't allow that choice. If my choice is to run up to people on the street, inject them with heroin, probably not my choice. My choice is to drunk drive. When it comes to, but if your choice is to, in the safety of your own home, fucking get high, fuck. I mean, dude, there's a law against suicide. Tell me this. How the fuck do you fucking enforce that? They're dead. Like, so pro-choice used to mean something, and that's why I was a Democrat, right? Pro-choice, anti-war. Pro-choice, Democrat pro-choice in the 90s was like, okay, we don't want to do this shit, but if you want to do it, let's make it safe and let's put some limits on it, like 12 weeks or something, right? And then the Democrats like, fuck it. You kill them after they're born. We don't give a fuck. It's just a fucking baby. It's a fetus. So look, man, if you can't figure that shit out by the time you're 12 weeks along, you should probably look into adoption.
I would agree. But my thing is like, I agree on a personal level, but I just don't think that government should have anything to do with your personal choices like that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I just don't. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where I think is the problem. Like,
but that's the problem, Alan. What is a personal choice, though? If a choice affects others, and that's where you can claim that, well, the baby is, yeah, it's inside a body, but you are affecting someone else. You know, that's the slippery slope. Is when does that baby's life begin? And where Democrats will argue it doesn't begin until 10 days outside the womb now, I believe is their official definition. I mean, dude, they were talking about killing babies after they were born, postpartum abortions or whatever it's called, right? So that is the big debate, is we have a philosophical difference of what choice means and when it affects others, where conservatives consider it murder from the point of inception, or at least pro-life conservatives, which I'm not, which I am personally. I don't care what situation I'm in, unless it is the baby's look. And there are situations, mother's life in danger. And that's a philosophical question. So here's a question for you. Here's a fucking fucked up question. So if your wife's pregnant now, again, I have a vasectomy and we're old as fuck. So if my wife's pregnant and the baby is 100% healthy, 100% viable, it's going to live, but your wife will die in childbirth. What do you do?
What would I do? Dude, I'd murder the whole world for my wife. So,
well, but you have a baby. Okay. You have a baby. Okay. Listen, you can't just murder everybody, Alan. Let's just go. So I can answer first.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's no way my wife would not die. She would die. She would choose to die.
My wife also might. My
wife would think about it. My wife would think about it for approximately 3 seconds. 100%. We brought her in here right now. She'd be like, "Yeah, I'd go out. I'd go down like that. 100%. Yep. I'd do the same thing if I was the mother."
So do I. But it's not good for the entire world if my wife dies.
No,
I joke about this all the time, but she's like my moral anchor. You know what I mean? Like, without her, you motherfuckers are in trouble. So.
Oh yeah, I definitely. I want to die. I want to live a long life, but not too long. Does that make sense? I don't want to outlive my wife or my kids. Like, I don't want to. Nope, not even a thing. Like, we actually, one of our employees, sad story. His son had cancer. It was in remission. Came back. And his thing is, I hope he knew it was going to get him sooner or later. And he passed away 2 weeks ago. So that was really sad. That was really sad. But I mean, yeah, he had to, I can't imagine what he's coping with, you know? And so again, philosophical questions that I think that, to be honest with you, I think conservatives are better people for their beliefs, for believing that life is sacred from the point of inception. I think we can all agree that from a moral and philosophical standpoint, that is the more righteous position. But most Democrats are atheists, where most conservatives are Christian or of some denomination. So when you have no belief in God, then you do not have to follow the same rules as people who believe in a higher power, in a higher being, where you have no repercussions for your actions. Whereas atheists, Democrats, most atheists, believe that it doesn't fucking matter. There is no heaven. There is no God. And it's a majority of Democrats now, which is crazy, because back in the day, even Clinton pretended to be religious. You know, now they're just like, fuck God.
Well, my thing about it is like, that's not to me, that's not atheism. That's anti-theism. And
you're right.
Like,
yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Anti-theism is the visceral hatred for religion. Like, I personally think religion's awesome. I just can't fucking get there. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I want to, like, I explain this all the time. I want there to be an afterlife. I want to be wrong. I want to spend eternity with my wife. I truly do. I want to, you know, like, but it's like, I wonder, like, I can't see it from the text. Do I believe that there could be a higher power?
You're going to heaven. You're going to heaven, dude. You've done too many good things in your life. I'm not one of those. You have to
ruining my
seek,
fucking image.
you have to seek salvation. And so you're telling me that a guy can murder 40 people and rape 100 women, and just because a minute before he dies, like, I accept Jesus.
But that's my
just
problem,
words.
though.
That's just words.
That's part of my problem with
but
it.
That's humans. But that's that's humans fucking completely distorting what religion should be. Religion should be a deep relationship with God and following of the 10 Commandments. And it's become this bullshit, like, oh, you got to say you got any final confession. Fuck that. That's where Catholicism totally doesn't make sense to me. Catholicism, I'm sorry, that religion's fucking weird.
Well, when we were on, I was upset that I had to leave a little early, because I grew up Catholic, right? And the guest we had on, Dave Riley, he was very nice, a lot of middle ground and stuff like that. But I find it hilarious when Catholics think that they have the moral superiority to anybody.
I did bring up the priest thing. I did bring up the priest thing in passing.
I mean, because, like, please, motherfuckers, like, it is. If you guys think the Catholic Church is moral, you're. I'm not saying Catholicism, like the religion of being Catholic. I'm not saying for an individual that it makes you a bad person, but the church is fucked up. I mean, the church is a horrible, evil, basically organized crime entity from around the world.
Yeah,
it's fucked up. And I was just like
it's
thinking,
always
like,
been.
I was like, maybe we shouldn't be talking about, like, well, Catholicism says this. Like, Catholicism says a lot of shit. The Bible, that's a huge problem with religion in general. The Bible says a lot of shit, and then people decide what they're going to listen to and what they're not going to listen to, right? Because,
yeah, well, that's religion in general. People cherry pick what part of religion they want to follow.
Right.
I mean, look, my opinion is you do your best to be a good person. And I think we could all agree what makes a good person. And I think it comes down to the golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. If you want to be treated like shit, go through life treating people like shit. But if you want respect and you want to have success and you want to, live a righteous life, treat others like you want to be treated and do as good as possible, give back as much as possible, and, do what you can for your community and your family. And that's really what I think matters. And you can't convince me that I can go and, again, murder 40 people and rape 100 women, and on my last final minute on earth I say I believe in Jesus, and then it's like, oh, it's all good, bro. Jesus ain't dumb. He was Jewish. Motherfucker was smart.
I wonder where they came up with that, like the whole absolve yourself of your sins on your deathbed thing. I mean, that sounds to me like they did that for some priest.
Well, so let me kind of explain my take on it. And I went to a Lutheran university, so I got a lot of so Martin Luther, when he rebelled against the Catholic Church and essentially founded Lutheranism, his whole thing was he was so fucking viscerally mad that they were letting people buy their way to heaven, is how Martin Luther saw it, that he's like, no, that shit doesn't matter. You can't live a non-righteous life and just buy your way through tithing into heaven. That's not how it works. Yeah. You got to be a good person. That's what he's like, fuck the Catholic Church. You don't need to pay us shit. You just need to fucking believe in God, and you don't have to go to church. You just have to have a relationship with God. And unfortunately, Lutheranism also became a pay-for-play religion as it moved on, because humans took over. It became greed took over, and 7 deadly sins always rear their ugly head. And here we are. So look, man, I love religion. I think we live in a much better society when people have a religious belief system. However, I also understand that the organized religion part needs a lot of work. The fact that we have churches in Massachusetts with fucking pride flags and BLM flags shows me that you guys have fucking jumped the shark.
Yeah, you've lost the plot. I mean, absolutely lost the plot.
Yeah, no shit.
So, hang on a different topic. We were talking about this a little earlier. Boom. This is Las Vegas Metro Police say a search of Tesla firebomb suspect Paul Kim's social media shows him with potential communist and pro-Palestinian affiliation. They say they have a DNA match and show video of him using a rifle to shoot out surveillance cameras before the attack. Go to
There's
jail.
so much to say. There's
I
so
know
much
this
to
is
say
so
about the
much.
picture. The fedora, the glasses, the fucking beard, and he's Asian. Like he has a MAGA
Yeah.
beard, he has a
Yeah.
fedora, and
Yep.
and the fucking Mark Cuban glasses. Like there's so much to dissect from this picture.
Yep.
I just they've radicalized the fucking Asians, man. This is when it gets bad. Like once
Yeah.
you radicalize
Absolutely.
the Asians, shit got weird.
Yeah.
Hey,
Very,
this
very,
guy
very
will
weird.
fuck you up though. You know he knows karate.
Oh, of course. They all do. It's just the same thing as like, oh, you guys know accounting. All right. So
I
hang on.
actually had to drop accounting in college my first time taking it because I was getting like a D. Yeah, I had a horrible professor. I just did, and I'm good at that shit. And I'm like, this guy sucks. I had to drop it. I had to drop the class.
Before we get too far into it, before we get too far into it, boom! This is the show Mark. Show Mark's not bad at accounting, but this is awesome right here. This is Clean Form Nutrition. Everybody go there right now. Grab a Nula bar, 20 grams of protein, 0 seed oils, 0 added sugar, 3 net carbs, and that is not even the half of it. Because very frankly, even better is it has a tremendous amount of fiber that's been shown to be very, very easy on the gut. And the best part that it is sweetened with monk fruit, and monk fruit is actually has almost no glycemic response. So you're going to eat something that tastes like a treat, but it's not going to make you hungrier like an actual treat would. It's fucking brilliant formulation for these bars. I'm so impressed with it.
Yeah, so
go there right now.
Yeah, because if you become an affiliate, you can use Alan's code, and if you subscribe, it is you save 10% and it's free shipping.
You can become an affiliate. Let me make sure that it's there. You go. Just straight from there. Please do check this out. It is this is going to change a lot of shit about health, nutrition, fitness, exercise, everything. Change a lot. You watch.
It's just a fucking game changer. Yeah, it's a new category.
Just getting started.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
So yes, Cernovich has been he's been working hard on that one, man. I know he was told me about it a while ago. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that brand. And Cernovich, you know, he's been on the forefront in the background, and I can't say it, but he actually started one of the largest companies in the industry. So he knows the game, and he wanted to do something special and better. And here we are. So yeah, cleanformnutrition.com, and it'll be shipped perfectly because I know the guy who's shipping it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know his fulfillment house is amazing. You will get it like very quick. I'm not going to say the fulfillment house, but that guy handsome guy.
Yeah.
Handsome guy.
Fucking
handsome
stud.
guy. Handsome guy. Yeah. That's my business partner. Yeah, he is pretty large penis. We've showered together, you know, locker rooms. I looked, I want to see where I stood. And I was like, damn, I lost. Shit. Again. That was the worst part, Alan, of having a mostly black football team and being one of the only white guys. Yeah, I was like, fuck. I'm just gonna keep my shirt. I'm not gonna lie. I was the most awkward. Like, I was the guy who didn't give a fuck about being naked. That was me. Like, I was the first one. Like, hey guys, we showered.
We showered.
Anybody want to get wet? I was, dude, like everybody must have thought I was so gay in high school. I mean, they must be like, man, he's gay. And
then you grew up to wear a bikini on stage.
Yeah, I guess it was true. You know, it's like everybody was so surprised when I had girlfriends. Like, how's this working? And then, you know, there's always that gay guy who has girls around him. So like, what if I was that guy to them? They're like, yeah, he's just a cover up. It's like Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cindy Crawford.
She was so hot. Oh, dude, she was.
Women?
Well, she was hot. She was like the first hot. Like, oh my God. Like, she was like the first like household name hot. And then, because she had curves, and that was after that Kate Moss phase where they were like flat.
Yeah.
And then Cindy Crawford came out. You're like, what the fuck is that? And yeah, she was like the first supermodel. I remember being like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And you want to know one of the best things about this? And this should be brought back. Let's check this out real quick. Hang on. I'm trying to find a good, an older picture of her.
Oh, while you're doing that, let me, so we're sold out of creatine because we're out of creatine. So I did a video today. We have, it's because, so go with, if you're on tigerfitness.com, I own the company. It's called Pump Chasers, good quality creatine. And it's a little less expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So tested it. It's good to go.
So here, let's take a look at this.
They say the guy in the hoodie has a gay lisp. Did you know that, Alan? You have a gay lisp?
I did not know that. I did not know that. The guy in the hoodie has a gay lisp.
Apparently you're gay.
Shit, no kidding.
So you're saying I have a chance. I see this as an opportunity.
It's fucking crazy ass motherfucker. But take a look at this shit.
Bro, Twitter hates you.
No, they fucking hate me.
What did you say? Did you say something? Oh, it was Ben Shapiro. It was a Ben Shapiro tweet.
No
the Jews
shit.
got you. Oh, fuck. Look at her, dude.
The Jews got me.
So she had like
my thing.
Perfect.
Natural. You know what I mean? Like there's no big fucking plumped up lips. There's no fucking Botox. It's fucking natural. That's what women should get back to.
And she had that mole, which was weird, but it worked for her. It was like her trademark. But she was, you look at that,
right.
Natural tits, lips are not fake. She was just natural beauty, dude. She just had that natural beauty, beautiful hair. Like she was it back in the day, man.
I completely agree with you 100%.
I mean, that was our like, I don't think, do they have one right now? Who's that blonde chick with the boobs that everybody always fawns over? I forgot her name. Oh man, I can't think of her name, but like, she's the one that she had the boobs. They were like, this was what will unite America. And I forgot what you know what I'm talking about. Isn't she? Yeah, she's Sydney Sweeney.
There you go. Damn.
So, I mean, she's attractive, but I might be nostalgic, but she's not like it, like outside of like X and Generation X, maybe, and Generation Z, like no, everybody knew Cindy Crawford, from fucking little kids to elderly people. Everybody knew who Cindy Crawford was. Then she did the Pepsi commercial or whatever, where she was just like drinking it. You're like watching her drink it. You're like, yeah, drink that shit. You know, you don't got that with Sydney Sweeney. Just doesn't have that kind of pull.
Nah, she doesn't.
She's hot though. Like she's attractive lady, but she's no Cindy Crawford. I'm not hating on her.
No, hell no. Here is what the main topic though that I put up here. I thought we should talk about it real quick. Senator Mike Lee has introduced legislation to abolish the TSA. TSA is nothing more than a security theater and has never thwarted a single terrorist attack. All they do is grope and harass Americans attempting to travel while making airports miserable. I fucking agree.
I mean, find the lie.
These two look like they're having a good time, though. They look like they're having a good time.
Look, man, I've had good and bad experiences with TSA. I'm not one of those like, it's my right now. I'm like, search the bag. Okay, I'll make a joke. And usually like with food, like I've never had problems. The only thing is like, so plant protein, because it's from plants, it does have some components that set it off. So like every third or fourth time I'll be like standing there and they're like, we got it tested positive. So then I have to bring in the special kit. And I'm like, it's literally a sealed bag. What the fuck? And so I've never had terrible experience at TSA. I have pre-check. I usually just rock right in. And honestly, I fly so much that Nashville, the terminal knows me. So they're like, hey, Mark, what's going on? Like, I literally know everybody there. So, and when I'm at other airports, it's usually cool. And they'll usually, they do, because they'll see like food, because I'll bring my food containers and they'll see them and they'll look over at me and they'll be like, yes, that guy's not blowing anything up. He's just trying to get huge. So, so for me, it's, I mean, I'm not going to shit. I've met people. I've actually had many people in TSA recognize me from YouTube. And so I'm not going to shit on them because they might be watching this. And because they've always been nice to me. But as an organization, unless you could prove to me that they've actually made the airport safer,
Right.
I do like we have these things, and the new technology, like used to just go through metal detectors and you're good to go. Like, you know, you're good. Now it's just so inundated. You have these fancy machines that have to cost millions of dollars a piece. You got like 20 of them per fucking terminal. And you're standing there, you're in, it's just I still don't get taking off your shoes if you don't have pre-check. And it's so easy to get pre-check. If shoes were a big issue, why aren't the terrorists just getting pre-check? That's another question, because that can happen, I'm sure. I mean, a lot of things don't make sense. Why do I have to take my computer out of the bag if I don't have pre-check, yet I could keep it in my bag if I do have pre-check? Why liquids? I used to bring when I started traveling when I started my first career, I used to bring a gallon jug with me on the flight. Now I have to go in and they charge you like $20 for a fucking 6-ounce Dasani, and they gouge the fuck out of you, and you have no choice. If it was up to me, I'd bring like 10 Fairlifes for the flight. I can't bring protein shakes on there. It's just like, why no liquids? First of all, who's gonna like what? Okay, why no liquids? Why shoes off? Why computers out of bags? There's a lot of questions on what they do that I'm like, why are they there? And I want someone to explain to me the computer in the bag and out of the bag. I want someone to explain. There was one guy who tried to get some shit in shoes once. That's why we got the shoe thing. I don't understand it, Alan. I just don't understand it.
Well, here's my thing too. Like, what I don't understand about TSA is that so say you had a bomb in your shoe, you're going to get more people in the TSA line than you're going to get in the fucking on an airplane.
You're absolutely correct. I never thought of it like that. I think the fear is that I do think they should check for knives and shit. I'm all for metal detectors. We always had metal detectors from my recollection. But the way they do it now is just, I remember when I started flying, because my brother went to school in Michigan. I remember I lived in California. Every summer I'd go visit him. And I remember my dad used to be able to like walk to the fucking gate with me.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Now, like my son has some wrestling tournaments that I'm not going with him to because there's so fucking many of them. And I'm like, I just got to fucking drop him off at the door and I can't walk him in and make sure he's okay. It's like a lot of this shit's just fucking retarded. Yeah.
It's crazy. When right before 9/11 happened, they had just built the airport in Pittsburgh, right? About 5-10 years before that. Well, 5 years beforehand, they just built
great
the airport,
TGI Fridays in there, man.
Yeah, it's actually like you've been to the Pittsburgh airport. It is set up to be like a mall. You know what I mean? It's set up gorgeous. To be a mall. It's set up to have people shop at it, like have it be a destination to go to shop at, right? So they set all these things up. There was department stores in there, all sorts of shit, dude. Like it was like the restaurant. It was a place to go and to travel, right? People would just go there to eat, right? They would just go to the restaurants if they were in the area. And then 9/11 happened, and then all of a sudden, like you have to have a ticket to get past the gateway, right? Which is, when you look at airports, dude, look at how many moving parts there are with people that make like $10 an hour. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but that is not national security. Like it is absolutely not. You know?
You're right.
Yeah, I mean,
you couldn't be more right.
It's not something that you should feel safe about, frankly. You know, like.
So did you know that TSA is the only government arm of enforcement that does not need to pass a security test, a fitness test? That's why you got those 500-pound women. You know, there. I mean, it's literally like all they could do is find something, but they're not doing anything. Like these people are not all of them, right? There's a lot of look, man, my bodybuilder TSA homies, this isn't at you, but there's usually some obese woman who's there. I mean, I think if we're going to take security seriously, we should have them pass some sort of fitness test. We should have them pass some sort of actual, like, you know, how to protect the country type shit. Like it was supposed to be temporary, much like income tax was supposed to be temporary. Yes. And after I remember I remember when they first got on the news talking about it after 9/11, they're like, this is just temporary until we get this shit handled in the Middle East. We're going to go kill some brown people. We'll be good to go. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. I can go through this. It's cool. Security and shit. And then like 2002 rolled around, 2003, 2004, 2015, 2020. I'm like, I don't think y'all are getting rid of it.
No. Now, once a government entity that is able to in any way restrict or make life harder for the people is involved, the government doesn't get rid of it. They just keep funding the fuck out of it. That's all they seem to do.
Yeah. So according to ChatGPT, it was originally intended to be temporary. It was created in response to 9/11, terrorist attacks with aviation transportation security, signed into law by President George W. Bush, founder of the Patriot Act. It was designed to quickly improve security at U.S. airports, primarily what we're seeing screening of passengers and baggage. It was seen as a temporary measure to address immediate security concerns and was expected to eventually transition its responsibility back to private companies or be restructured as part of the private sector with the goal of improving efficiency. However, the TSA became a permanent part of the U.S. federal government operations, continuing to handle security at airports, train stations, and other operation hubs. The scope and responsibilities have expanded, and that's pretty much it. So, in my opinion, we will save a ton of money privatizing it. We'll have better employees by privatizing it. And they will go through the same, if not better, screening processes to privatize it. My opinion is privatize everything and have a small group of people decide who gets it and have them bid. Like, that's the problem. Government projects. My wife started out in printing. Okay. Her boss or the owner of the company knew somebody in the California Board of Education or some shit, right? They ended up getting the contracts to print these made millions of dollars. They didn't even have to bid. They just, and they overcharged the fuck out of them. It was like a 10x markup. And it funded their company. That was all they had to do. They had that contract with the state. They were good. That's how it works. It's who knows who in government. That's who gets the job.
Yeah. That's messed up, bro.
I've inadvertently been a part of a lot. I've learned a lot of things. Like, that was one thing I learned from the state of California Department of Education, or whatever the fuck they're called, the education board. And then, and of course, when we had, what's his face, Orrin Hatch, come and take bribe money from us at Weeder so he can make a federal legal for a little bit longer.
That's fucking crazy.
I've seen shit. It wasn't like I was in politics. I just had a job. My wife had a job, and we just happenstance to fucking walk around and see some shady government shit going on. Like, I didn't get it. I wasn't working for DC. I was working for a fucking bodybuilding magazine.
Yeah.
And I ended up
some crazy shit, dude.
Being a part of some extortion. It was awesome.
Why not? Why not?
Dude, I asked, Jerry Candela was the editor at the time of Men's Fitness. I was standing next to him, and Orrin Hatch came in, and he said nothing. He said like 2 words, like, thank you guys. I'm like, oh, that was great. What the fuck was that for? I guess he's a senator. Right. I was 21 at the time. I didn't give a fuck. Right. And then I saw they handed him an envelope, and I was like, Jerry, what's that? He goes, oh, we just bought ourselves about 2 more years on a Fedra. I'm like, oh, how? He's like, you don't know how this shit works? I'm like, I evidently don't. I'm fucking 21, dude. I'm retarded. I just want to sell ads. Like, I just want to make some money. Right. I just want to fucking not be poor anymore. That's where I'm at right now. Like, I'm broke. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it was wild shit, dude. The government's fucking wild.
Well, they lie. And like, the government up until now has been not for the people. So hopefully that we can change that. Hopefully
it's already changed. It's already changed. I don't know. Do you really expect Trump to wave a magic wand? Dude, you can't, it's been 2 months. You can't undo decades of complete destruction in 2 months, dude. He's gonna need some time. And we've done a lot. There's been a lot of good stuff. There's been some judiciary interference. I think he's doing more than I ever thought he would, to be honest with you. Like, he's gotten more done. I think people are like, no. I didn't expect him to get this much done. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Sydney Sweeney has entered the chat. Not as hot as Cindy Crawford. For me, she just looks like a normal blonde with big tits.
Mhm.
Cindy Crawford had a look,
Yeah, it was like
a unique
uniqueness.
look. Now, I'm not saying I would kick her out of bed for eating crackers, but I'm saying when you compare her to Cindy Crawford, like Cindy Crawford, this girl's pretty. Cindy Crawford was beautiful. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
there's a difference between pretty and beauty. And this is pretty,
yeah,
but Cindy Crawford was just gorgeous, beautiful. But
yeah.
back to ADHDing out. Yeah, I think and I think at the end of the day, Trump is beyond what I ever thought he'd be, because the first
I agree.
presidency, he got, I mean, dude, we had fucking all this bullshit, but we still crushed it. Eggs are down like to normal price. They've completely gone down. I haven't checked the stock market lately, but it was booming. A lot of people are very bearish about the market. I'm very bullish about America in general. And I also know the stock market goes through phases. And we talked about this before when it crashed or when it went down to 42, right? I'm like, dude, it's just what happens in the stock market. It's going to go down. It's going to go up. But notice everybody was yelling when it went down. Nobody's yelling when it went up because it doesn't fit their narrative.
That's exactly.
None of the Democrats are like, Trump is an asshole. He's getting no. Next, they're going to be like, oh, well, he's making the stock market rich. That's not America. But when it has to do with, see, I'm nuanced. I don't give a fuck. I just want America to be great. So yeah, we're down a little bit today, but I mean, it's still up from the low. I mean, it hit a low of, what was that? Hit a low of 41,892, and it's up to 42,299. Oh, absolutely. But I mean, its high was 43.8. And that's fucking phenomenal, but we're not down that much. And if you look at, let me see if I can pull this out for an entire year. If you look at year to date, that's not a bad chart.
No, it's not at all.
It's not a bad chart. So I've seen worse. No. A lot of people don't remember Black Monday in 1980.
Right.
You remember, you know about Black Monday is basically a huge stock. And there was, I think there was hundreds of suicides. Stockbrokers were jumping out of buildings. It's wild. I think there's actually a movie called Black Monday, which chronicles what happened. I encourage you guys to look into Black Monday, just so you guys know how the stock market works. And then, of course, we had the crash, and we had the depression. We had 1980, and then we also had 2008. So, I mean, you know, there's crazy shit that goes on. Yeah, Black Monday was a movie, and we actually did a spoof on that at Ambrosia. I think you remember that, where Mike, Sean, and I dressed up as cocaine addicted. Yeah, that was a great. It was fun to film. We had to go to Men's Warehouse and buy. We're like, we need the ugliest fucking suits you have. And I played the white guy, and Mike put on this big afro wig.
Wow.
I need to find that shit. It was amazing.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, the stock market goes up, it goes down, it goes all around, and it is what it is.
It's pretty wild that the American, like most Americans that don't even own stocks are like, well, the stock market, this, like, what? A true telling of how well the economy is doing is how well consumer confidence is and everything like that. The stock market shows how good businesses are doing, you know, like, but it doesn't necessarily show how good the people are doing, you know, like that's
absolutely correct, right? You're absolutely correct.
People get tied up in this, like what you know, the pension, they link the pensions to it, so that way people will have to be concerned, right? But in reality, like that's not where the real money's made. Like fucking so much money gets put through the stock market that people make money. That, and like the stock market's fucking weird. They can bet on companies losing money. You know, like it's so strange, man.
It really is. You know, the stock market is, you know, optimism. You know, if people are happy with what the country is doing and they're optimistic about where it's going, they're going to invest. And it's how it goes. It's just the stock market in general. And
I agree.
You know, I love my fucking country, and I don't play I'm not the one mess up. Look, my stocks, I have a guy manage it, and I just I give money every month, and it's an account. I don't do the day trading, so I'm not the guy to ask people like, hey, what do you do with stocks? I don't fucking know what he does. I have no idea. I just know that over time I'm looking to gain 10 to 15%. And that's what I want.
Yeah. I think that's the smart way to look at it too, dude. Like, I mean, like, mild, like, return for intelligent investing.
Yep.
That's the smart play. You know what I mean?
I play the long game. That's the game I play. I don't fuck around with that short-term shit. I don't have the heart to be going up and, oh shit, I think I found it. Oh shit, here it is. Hold on, let me pull this. Is this it? Yes.
That's awesome.
Okay, let me pull it up. This is fucking great. Okay, I had to scroll a lot. I'm gonna have to take down Sydney's tits. Sorry. Apologize.
Sorry.
Okay. It's not gonna be big because it's Instagram, but you'll get the point. Let me turn the audio on. Go to share. Hold on. Oh, this is so good. It was so fun to film it too.
I'm sure.
So much fun. It was so much. We had a blast going out, getting suits. We were like little girls.
It's showtime, here's why we make excitement.
What the fuck though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2.
I got slapped.
I am Black Moses. I got planted discounts for all my people.
Get the fuck though. I don't bluff, bro.
Black Moses.
I come out the scuffle without a scuffle. I got a duffel full of hundreds.
Too funny.
I'm a cutthroat. It's a shit show.
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
Crazy motherfuckers.
Oh,
Crazy.
That's how you put assholes like us in charge of a business.
I mean, but your business should be fun. Like, that's the thing. I think people lose track of that. Like, that's why, like, I think that's like, like what you do. You know what I mean?
Mike rocked that afro though. That shit looked good on him.
Yeah.
I had the butt slap. I had the yelling at Sean. I had a cameo. So I didn't have the biggest role, but I was happy to be, because I'm not black. I can't pull off the afro. So I took the supporting role.
Well, that's very nice of you. It's very good.
It's like an extra. It was weird because I think I had to slap Sean's sister's ass for the video. So that was awkward.
that would be awkward, yes.
I had to give it a good smack too.
Yeah. Like you had to do it, right?
And then she slapped me, which hurt. It was painful.
Oh, well. But did you like it?
No, not at all. That wasn't a good slap. She's a very good slapper.
She put some heat on it, huh?
Very strong slap. It was like The Rock. You're like,
damn.
Bah, bah, bah. And then she did the spin. Bah. What did he spin in his head?
Damn. That's crazy.
Sydney Sweeney's tits.
Sydney Sweeney's tits.
I've been taking that methylene blue stuff, man. And I've been having the best sleep and the weirdest fucking dreams. And it's not even something you take before bed. And it shows nothing with sleep. And I have no idea why. I have no idea what's going on. Like, it is, my sleep is like, I usually wake up with some kind of ache or pain because I usually train pretty hard, and I wake up with like a cramp or something. And I'm having the weirdest dreams. Like, I had like this fucking, I was in the warehouse and I did a lift with people. You know what we do? We do the lifts with people. And then somehow I took a shower, and it was a small like corner bathroom, but I was in a bathtub. And then the walls fell down. And then Birdman, the guy who runs our clothing company, he comes walking in with a bunch of people like, hey, it's time for the seminar. I'm like, hold on, guys, let me put my clothes on. So I get my clothes on. Everybody's there. And we start giving a seminar. And like, I yelled at someone for not being supportive. And then my Spanish teacher, Miss Zarati from high school, she gives me detention. So next thing you know, I'm in my Spanish class in high school, except in the front of class, there were two church pews. And the first one's open. The second one, there's 3 dudes sitting there. One is the big black dude we trained bench press with at the Arnold event. And he's like, yeah, man, you got to get in line. And then I woke up.
That's very strange. But do you think it's from the methylene blue?
I think it's from something with meth in it. I don't know what's going on. It was and it's 2 nights in a row. 2 nights in a row of dreams that I wanted to go back to bed to see how it ends. You ever do that? You wake up in a dream, you're like, I got to go back to bed. See how this ends.
And then, unfortunately for me, it normally ends up being not the same dream. And that's fucking, so.
And next thing you know, you're being chased by a fucking alligator. You're like, ah!
Yeah, right. Shit, this is what I wanted. Wake me up.
I've had the weird, and then I wake up and I'm so fucking confused because I feel like you ever have a dream and you feel like you're fucking there. Like that's where I'm at right now. I felt like I was in fucking Spanish class in Culver City High School in 1997. It was wild. It was wild. You ever dream about your wife and you're mad at her I've had that where I dreamt she did some shit that pissed me off and I woke up mad at her. Better question. Has your wife ever had a dream about you and woken up mad at you like you did something wrong?
Oh, sure. Look, I have very little doubt about that. So
Katie's like, you know what you did in my dream last night? I'm like, hopefully I was good. She's like, no, you did that. I'm like, oh, what the fuck, man? I wasn't even there. I wasn't even in your subconscious at that time.
Right. And now I got to pay for it. That's fucked.
Now you're going to be pissed at me all day for some shit that your subconscious did.
Right. Too funny.
What the fuck did we do with this episode? This is the weirdest fucking episode ever.
Yeah, no, we've just gone off the fucking rails.
This is how we started, man.
This is how we started. Back to the fucking roots, man.
So
everybody, by the way, everybody, one more time, if you are on, go to cleanformnutrition.com, use the code Alan, get yourself some Nula bars. The sweet and salty is looking amazing. That's my Jimmy Jam. I'm not a huge chocolate guy, although the chocolate's amazing also. But go there right now, 10% off. Use the code Alan, and also just understand these bars are it's revolutionary, basically, in my mind, because to have a bar that gives you 20 grams of protein, I think it's 14 grams of fiber, 12 to 14 grams of fiber. That's very, very, very easy on your stomach, and to be sweetened with sweeteners that do not cause glycemic spikes. So you're going to be hungrier. If you could possibly ever imagine a bar better for people who have problems staying on keto, they want that sweet thing, but they also want to make sure that they're still like not getting a bunch of carbohydrates in. 3 net carbs. This is an amazing bar. No seed oils. Get yourself some now. They're going to sell out very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. They just went on sale a little bit ago, and they're probably not going to last through the weekend. So go now. Yeah.
It looks fun. I mean, I'm excited to be shipping them. Just so you know, I own a 3PL company, guys. So we fulfill orders, and it's fun. It's fun to watch this grow. I mean, it's fun to be a part of something. It's fun.
Yeah, baby.
I like fun.
I like it.
Fun's good. So we'll be back next week. But the good news is, if you want to see part of this, or let's say you missed part of it, not only is this live, it's actually static. It's hard to find it on Twitter. Twitter needs to get a long form video separate site that kind of does its thing. Rumble, man, I love you guys for what you're trying to do, but unless you're Tim Pool, The Quartering, and Steve Crowder, nobody's watching your shit because they're not going to promote it. No. I'm just being real.
Nope.
So
very real.
Rumble's not showing me love. I'm not going to show them love. YouTube, however, they might pay us. So if we grow big enough, so if you go to youtube.com/eveningrant @eveningrants, youtube.com/@eveningrants, not only to get this episode, but I also break it down into shorts and regular length videos, which if you want to just see a part of this, then you don't want to scroll through the whole thing. It'll be titled for what part it is, but also the shorts are scheduled. We launch like 3 a day. So if you're not subscribed to youtube.com/eveningrants, please do. And if you are subscribed, please tell your friends about it, because we really like it. We want to keep it going. And, the more you share it, the more we're able to do.
Outstanding. And I completely agree with the stuff about Rumble. Rumble is they could be a great platform But it's just too, like, they basically gave a bunch of guys, they paid a bunch of people contracts and deals at the very beginning. Then they stopped doing that. And the only people that they promote that to, like, if you ask me, are the people that they give deals to. It's wild, you know? And fitness wise, they don't even give a fuck about you.
Well, I mean, here's the problem. Like, you know, I talked to them in the beginning. I'm like, dude, you have no fitness content. I will literally, every YouTube video, I will get people to come here, and I have 413,000 subscribers. Let's do this. And they're like, yeah, what? And then they didn't. I mean, they made some promises they never kept. I mean, because he's like, no, I'm gonna just text me when it's about to go up, and I'll put it on the front of the page, and it never happened. So again, I'm not mad. It's business. They don't care. I don't care. I'll be fine.
Right.
But I really wanted to get behind Rumble, and unfortunately, they just didn't give a fuck, and that's okay. No. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, but honestly, I'll be honest. And I listen to videos on the way to work every day, on the way to the gym. When I do that, I listen. I drive with podcasts on. I listen to it while I'm plunging and saunaing, and it's always YouTube. It's just such a better platform.
Yeah, way better. Way better.
So,
They've got it way more figured out.
I want Rumble to figure it out. I want Rumble to get behind me, but I mean, I have trouble believing that many people watch Rumble. I look at the views, like 310,000. I'm like, I've never met a person who uses Rumble in real life.
I mean, sometimes I see views and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I mean, if that's possible, really, you know, because it's so niche, you know, it's just so niche.
Who's auditing those views? I've never heard of anybody. I talk to people, like, nobody under 40 watches Rumble. Like, all the kids are watching. Hey, I saw you on YouTube. No one's like, hey, I saw you on Rumble.
Right.
I just don't know, man. I don't see it.
I don't know. Crazy.
Maybe I'm wrong. I watch Tim Cass too. Watch him every single day. I watch him on YouTube because his shit pops up in my feed every day, and I just click it, and I watch every one of his static videos every day. I'm a fan. Like, so yeah, it's just, I wish you think, can't Rumble just copy their code or something? There has to be an easy way.
I mean, I have a hard time believing that with AI and everything like that, they can't figure some of their shit out.
I don't know. But anyway, we will see you guys next week. Jucast's already up, so we're done for the week. But if something cool happens, we will hop on. We appreciate you guys joining us this week. And again, check out Clean Form Nutrition. Use coupon code Allen. And AmbrosiaCollective.com. Coupon code Evening Rants gets you 10% off the entire site, including Allen's products, No Morbidity, Alchemy. You can buy that as a stack. The Holy Trinity stack comes with Ember. And also go to TigerFitness.com. The Outright Bar is back in stock. If you want another kind of bar, the Outright Bar is back in stock. And coupon code MAHA, MAHA, 10% off Tiger Fitness.
Outstanding, folks. We will see you next week.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss, it's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, No Morbidity. This one's my favorite because it works while you sleep. It burns fat and controls those nighttime cravings without any stimulants, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Try it out and feel the genuine difference. Here's to new beginnings and real results.